city of Charlotte, and 4 CMPD officers are facing a lawsuit over the death of a man in police custody.
It's the police! Show yourself!
The case alleges the officers used excessive force while arresting Javante Williams back on June the 13th, 2022. They were investigating a reported shooting and identified Williams as a possible suspect. Now, investigators said that Williams was acting erratically and exhibited delirium before they used a soft, empty hands approach to detain him.
This is abuse. I'm about to die, bro. That's what I got about to die. I feel like it.
Hey, sir, you're good.
Williams later died at the hospital. An investigation by the North Carolina SBI later found no evidence of criminal violations by CMPD officers. In 2023, the city released this video of the arrest under a court order. The family claims that Williams was in the middle of a mental health episode, and police did not immediately call for medical assistance. Queen City News has reached out to city and CMPD officials for any comment on this lawsuit.
Joining us now, our chief legal analyst, Kali Froze, to break this down. So the family went ahead and had an independent autopsy commission that said that he died from restraint asphyxia, positional asphyxia by the police while he was under restraint there. But again, SBI found no criminal wrongdoing. Khalif, how do you even begin to break this down?
We can try to unpack it, but let me start with a couple of things. I'm extremely familiar with their attorney, Michael Littlejohn. His firm has represented folks in these type of cases a number of times, most recently getting the largest type of lawsuit against the sheriff's department. And so when you have situations like this, you want to first break it down, having an attorney that knows how to deal with these types of cases, looking for good lawyering. One fact of good lawyering is we have a criminal component, and that's the point where CMPD said there was no criminality, we're not going to go forward. But we also have the civil component, and with the civil component, there's a different standard. First of all, the standard is, do I need to go out and get my own investigation? And did my investigation lead me to finding and getting my own autopsy? That would tend to be something crucial that I would want to have as I go forward, because the autopsy conducted by CMPD and the autopsy conducted by their own independent agency found a couple different things, and that's what the family is going to point to. But even outside of that, the good lawyering is by looking and using the information that's already in front of you and using it against an individual or an agency. And so when you use their manual against them, specifically saying that in 2021 or 2023, you made changes to your 2018 directives. That's what's going to be crucial in this case. Why? Because your 2018 directives taught you and showed your officers a type of hold and a type of procedure that they used in this instance that they knew or should have known was something that they shouldn't be using, because they removed it in the 2023 in a later directive. That's something that they listed in their complaint. That's something that I think will be crucial as this case goes forward, because you can't walk around that. You can't say, hey, these folks weren't trained in this capacity, and then now have we untrained them, something that they learned that we believe contributed to this individual's death.
Well, and Khalif, in that policy change, it wasn't just the physical change of, the way to restrain someone. It also was the time in which they notify medic or get emergency help. We're finding out that the authorities, they waited 22 minutes for help, in which Williams was saying couldn't breathe. Could that delay between CMPD and medic, could that open them up to any kind of liability, negligence, anything like that?
Not could it, but it is. It's going to open up, and it has opened them up to liability. And I can say why. If your manual is telling you to do something and you don't do exactly what the manual is saying, even if the manual is giving you bad guidance, then that's also an avenue where, as an attorney, I'm going to use your manual against you. I'll say, well, what does the manual say? It says right here that you should call medics immediately. You should wait maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Do whatever the manual says. Well, you waited 20 minutes. Explain to me why. This is a case, again, that you don't want to have in front of a jury. You don't want a box of individuals having to make a determination, listening to that tape where this individual is saying, I feel like I'm going to die, and then ultimately does die. There's no way getting around that. But then when I hit you with your own words, your own training, your own information, you can't beat that as well. So this case seems extremely strong on the family side. Extremely unfortunate situation. We talked about it the other day when looking for resolution and trying to find some type of peace and accountability. And I often say normally accountability looks like a lawsuit. Well, this is the type of lawsuit where a family has found an opportunity to find justice, and working your way through the legal system is long. You don't get to this point overnight. There's negotiations, there's debate, there's back and forth, and ultimately you feel like, you know what, our side is not listening, your side's not listening, we'll take it to court and we'll let someone else make a determination.
Khalif, I want you to kind of flip roles here and looking at it from the city side. CMPD What type of path forward did they have to chart with their attorney? Because at the same time, you want to be able to protect your officers and say, hey, we trust you to make decisions when you're out there in life-altering situations where you have somebody potentially armed. How do you navigate that?
Well, in a situation like this, if I'm representing the city, I'm going to say my officers came there with the anticipation that this person just committed some type of shooting, right? And so they're already going to be heightened. Additionally, I'd say that he didn't die because of anything that the officers did, but that it would be, blaming someone other than us. Mm-hmm. It would either be the medics or it would be someone in the hospital. But that would be the only argument that you could have to say that it was not my action. I didn't, deprive this person of their constitutional protections, that I did not, while they were in my custody and control, lead to their demise. It was some other action that contributed to it outside of that, or I would say in addition to that. And that's the only argument that you could have. I mean, but if you're looking at those videos, if you're looking at all the evidence, if I'm advising them, this is one where I say, hey, we want to get rid of this as fast as we can.
Settle it out of court.
Instantly, as quick as you can, because if you don't, what you have is now you have this playing in the eye of public opinion. The court now makes their determination, in our view, before it gets to court.
All right, Khalif, thank you. Appreciate that.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.